Welcome back, everyone. What's going on? We are here today with Darrell Thompson of the Schaumburg Boomers, and we're going to be interviewing
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
him. But before we do, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and do all that. Make sure to tell your brothers, aunties, cousins, sisters, neighbors to subscribe as well.
Tell your grandma, your auntie, your cousin.
So how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. How's training going?
Training is going well. I'm on a deload week this week, so I'm kind of taking time off, and then one last deload week before I really ramp it up before season starts.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. Now, I'm going to bring you back to your college days here. What was your favorite part about playing college baseball for the Hornets?
For the longest time, I didn't want to play at Shenandoah because it was a hometown college. I wanted to get away. I wanted to go experience the D1 setting and everything. But Coach Kevin Anderson there, he pretty much told me, you have a fighting chance for a starting spot in the rotation as a freshman. So, that was kind of hard to pass up. And then after the initial hold up. Here we go. I just got kicked. Hold on. Now I can't find you anymore. The big thing was after talking with my dad after the initial visit that I had there at Shenandoah, it was he gave me the analogy, would you rather be a big fish in a little pond or would you rather be the little fish in a big pond? Mm-hmm. So I kind of took that as, I kind of want to be the big fish in a little pond, as long as my name still gets to be seen and everything. But yeah, I think playing at SU, my favorite thing would have to be just kind of like the hometown feel mainly, mm-hmm. Playing for the hometown. It's like I, never really picked up and left anywhere. So it was kind of cool.
Okay. And then how did you end up playing in the Frontier League for the Boomers?
So that's a long story. So to begin with, in 2016, I went undrafted. Okay. And then at the time I was in graduate school for athletic training. Okay. So during that time I was like, man, I just want to play baseball. The last couple semesters were hard because I just wasn't focused. I was just mainly locked into the draft. So what happened was I was in grad school, 2016. I got a call to go play for the Pecos League with a teammate of mine. So we went out to Roswell, New Mexico, played in the Pecos League, making $50 a week.
What did you say?
Did well enough 2016, got invited back to 2017. Had a wild year 2017, a lot of emotions going on there. Velo wasn't there. And I knew if I didn't pick up the velo that I was not getting signed. So that's why the walk numbers are so high. I just said, I'm going to throw everything as hard as I can. Eventually my timing will click again. Okay. And, it kind of did, kind of didn't. But from Pecos, I got picked up to Gary Railcats in the American Association.
Okay.
I had 2 appearances there, and I wanted to be a starter. They didn't see that, and I was kind of still, stubborn. I was just like, I want to be a starter. He said, well, if you want to be a starter, here's our sister team. We have the same owner. How about you go to the Boomers, and you might be able to start for them. I had one start for them. I think it was like 3 innings or something, and the coach is like, you throw, way too high intent for to be a starter. They were like, we're going to put you in the pen. He's like, but, get comfortable there. I think you can do really well in the pen. And I just kind of had to make that transition. And that was the big thing, making that transition through 2018 to 2019.
Okay. Well, yeah, that is a long story. That's very interesting. Yeah. That's kind of how all the Frontier League stories, I bet, are.
Yeah.
There's no point A to point B. I'm sure it's point A to everywhere.
Everyone has a different route there, but usually, it's always fun. Once you're at that spot, you start asking how guys got there, but, everyone has a different journey, but they still end up in the same spot. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. How is the Frontier League different than college baseball?
For me, I would say the hitters capitalize when a pitcher makes mistakes.
Oh, shit. Gone forever, Aaron Hernandez.
What did you say?
The higher up you get, the hitters are better at hitting mistakes. Where, if you make a mistake, they're going to punish you for it. Where in college, you might be able to, throw a mistake pitch and they swing and miss, or they don't, they mess up at the plate or something. But the higher up you get, the more mistakes you make, they capitalize on them. Definitely.
Okay. And then what does a typical game day look like for you in terms of preparation?
So show up to the park. We usually have BP. I get sunscreened up for, being, redheaded guy. So sunscreen up for BP. We go through that. I love chasing balls down in BP. It's like how I get my sprint work in, as long as the outfielders aren't trying to get work in, of course. Hit BP, and then I usually get Chipotle or Subway after, and then I just kind of jam out in the locker room and play cards. I play a lot of cards with a lot of the pitchers play cards, so play a lot of card games, and then just get suited up, ready for the game, go out to the bullpen, have a good time. And then about the fourth inning is when I start kind of standing up, moving around, getting my legs loose. When I'm at the home stadium, there's a bike on the inside in the clubhouse. So I jump on the bike for a while, get my legs pumping, and then kind of get that blood flowing. And then from there, I'm usually the 6th or 7th inning guy. So, I'm kind of right on time.
Yeah, ready to go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are some of the biggest struggles that you face in the independent league?
Whew. The lower levels in the Pecos was definitely pay. That was tough. I didn't really know what I was getting into. But making $50 a week, especially when you're driving yourself to the games, and it's not like a 30-minute drive to the field. We're talking, we play a game in Roswell, New Mexico, drive 7 hours through the night to Garden City, Kansas, and then play the next day.
Damn.
So I think it was the funds for one. That was really tough, trying to manage funds and still trying to feed yourself healthily, and maintain good, professional athlete, everything. But it was really tough for $50 a week. I think that was the hardest part so far.
Okay. And how's it like, besides obviously the long drives? What else do you have to face challenge wise?
I mean, every game's different. That's one.
Okay.
I think challenge wise, I've gotten better at it. I know in 2018, I didn't quite know what role I was fitting into in the bullpen. Sure. So not having that role, it makes guys kind of guess a lot as a bullpen guy. That's the one thing I had to really adjust to. And then once you kind of know your role, it makes everything so much easier. So kind of establishing roles last year, I was 6th, 7th inning, Stutzman was 8th, Eller was 9th, game over, let's win, let's go home, Sure. So we just kind of rolled with that for months, and having that routine, and just, it's a constant routine, and we just got into it. And that, us three, we just rolled right through. The starters would give us 5, 6 good innings, hand it over to us, and then, game over.
And then when you're on the road, do you stay in hotels? Do you have host families? What's the road life like?
So road life, I'll kick you back to the Pecos real quick. Road life in the Pecos League is the scummiest Motel 6 they could find in town. And we share 4 to a room. So, and these are full-size beds with 2 grown men sleeping side by side in there. So that was the Pecos League for you. Frontier League, it felt like the major leagues, honestly, when I got here, and to the American Association. 2 to a room, you have a queen size bed, or at least a full size bed. Rooms are great. All I could ask for. Going from the Pecos to now, you get very humbled of what you're given at these different levels. And it's kind of funny hearing guys that get, knocked down from AAA or AA, and they come into the American Association and the Frontier League, and they're kind of complaining about what they're getting. And I'm sitting there like, this is big league to what I came from. So I think it's just a different mindset,
Okay. Yeah, that's a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah. Not worried about getting stabbed if I step outside of my room.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Somewhere,
Going 24-6 in college and 18-3 in the Frontier League. What's your biggest key to being a successful pitcher in terms of winning games? Because you clearly know how to do that.
Yeah. So when I was growing up, I never had a pitching coach. I was always raw. Everyone always had really good mechanics. So I never worked on velo. So just from having raw talent, I was never worried about mechanics. It was always compete, play to win. If you play to win, the stats take care of themselves. And, as I got older and technology comes out, I kind of stat boost a little too much sometimes. There was a point where it was after every appearance, I'm checking my stats.
Unload, damn it, I gotta check the stats.
I kind of got away from that. So the year in 2014 when I was in college, when I won pitcher of the year, I didn't check the stats until maybe the game before the last game.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like one of the best in the league right now. So I think for younger kids, it's, take a step back from the stat lines, stop, hawk-eyeing those stats, play to win, have that competition, let the competitive nature kind of take over. And then, if you play to win, the stats kind of take care of themselves.
Okay. And then what's your favorite pregame snack? You said there's Chipotle or Subway, was it?
Chipotle or Subway? I usually bounce between both. If I had to pick one, and if I can only live with one the rest of my time, it would have to be probably Subway, but I usually bounce between the two. But also, a great thing about Frontier League is we have Mondays off, and that's my sushi day. So I always figure out sushi on Mondays.
Nice. Now, what are some of your favorite fan interactions that you've had?
Probably my favorite would be last year. So, so in the bullpen, we always have kids, especially at Schaumburg, because we have a short fence right there, and we're up against the fence. So I love the fan interactions, but it was really funny. All the kids come, every foul ball that comes over there, they give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. And we kind of wanted to teach kids, you got to kind of earn it here. You got to earn what's given to you. So instead of, throwing a temper tantrum because you didn't get a baseball, I'm going to give you a chance to win it. So we would take a Dixie cup and one of our water cups from there, and we would fill it with rocks, and we would sit it kind of out in front of us. And we had one guy who had like 8 quarters on him one day. He said, so we told these kids, if you give us $1, we'll give you 4 quarters. Every shot you make in that cup, we'll give you a foul ball. So I think that was the funnest interaction last summer. And so we kind of, we kind of got in trouble for it. We kind of went a little haywire. So one kid was like, hey, I'll just give you $10 for a baseball. And we were just like really trying to get him to understand, like, we'll give you $1 at a time of quarters until you make it. Like, I don't want your $10. But he was just like, no, here's $10. Give me a ball. So, eventually we were just like, whatever, kid, here's your ball. Thanks for the $10,
Yeah, get out of here.
And by the end of the game, that didn't go so well. His parents found out, and it was bad. So we got shut down from that. But my favorite interaction was definitely those kids coming down there and trying to shoot those quarters in the cup for a foul ball. It was really cool.
Okay. And then my last question here is, can anyone on the team take you 450 dead center?
Aaron Hill's not on the team, so yes, I would say no one on our team is, but I got taken deep center last year off Aaron Hill on a 2-1 fastball, and I still don't know if it landed yet. So as long as he's not on the team, I don't think anyone's taking me 450 dead center.
Okay. How many times has that happened to you? Just the one?
Fastball wise, yes. Last year or 2019, I keep saying last year, but last year.
Yeah, no.
My last brush was 2019. I gave up 4 home runs, 3 on the changeup and 1 on a fastball.
Okay.
So I've been working on the changeup. So I changed up my grip a little bit to get more vertical break to it. And I just felt like sometimes it just wasn't doing what I needed to do. So I got to fix the changeup so that won't be a problem anymore. And then this past 2020 season, I gave up a couple home runs on breaking balls to some guys that shouldn't have been a home run off me. But so I kind of went back and did some research and kind of figured out I was getting really underneath my curveball. So I changed the grip to where I could feel more on top of it. So it's getting depth and not just hanging up. So I fixed those 2 pitches, and I feel like my arsenal is now, ready to go full blast coming into the season. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for being with me here today.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, if you don't mind, we'll be following you throughout your career and where it takes you.
I hope you do. That'd be awesome. And like I said,
I'd love to.
I'm going to get you out to Schaumburg, and you're going to throw a first pitch for us. I got to figure out when our best jersey nights are, so I can get you a nice jersey.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. And thank you. That wraps up today's video. I'll stay on with you for another minute and talk to you.
Right. Yeah. Sounds great.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and bye.